I came here in 1995, and it was because I attended a Eucharistic convention in Auckland, and there was a speaker there from Honolulu, and he had a statue of Our Lady of Naju, which filled the entire auditorium that we were in with the beautiful smell of roses. So I was puzzled by this, and I decided that I would go to Naju. So I decided to go to Korea. And I remember arriving in Naju at the old chapel, and I was met by an old Korean couple who spoke very little English, and they invited me into the chapel, and I sat down on the floor, and I looked at the statue up at the far
네,
on the
멀리서
podium, and they asked me, did I smell anything? And I said, I smell roses. And he said to me, good, the presence of Our Lady. But being a skeptic in my own mind, I thought the smell was coming from the flowers that surrounded the statue of Our Lady. When the old couple left, I went up to smell the flowers, and there was no smell. Then I sat down in the middle of the floor again to pray, and an overwhelming smell of roses. So I knew there was something there. And that night we had an all-night prayer session. And I remember as I was 2 o'clock in the morning, I had flown up from Auckland the night before. I was very tired, so I wanted to go to bed at 2 o'clock in the morning. And the next morning when I got up, I came down to the chapel, and Julia was still praying. There was an all-night prayer session, and she prayed over me. The next day we were taken to the Holy Mountain, and it wasn't as it is today. It was very different. It hadn't been developed at that stage. So I went up to the Miraculous spring, and everyone wanted a drink of water. So the glass of water was filled. Father Chang would bless it 3 times, Order of the Trinity. Julie would sing her little song, and the one that she sings over the... And immediately the water would be transformed into the beautiful smell of roses. Then she washed our heads in it, and sort of like a baptism. Being the doubting Thomas, I asked for another glass to see what would happen. And the same thing, the roses from the water. The following day I was attending Mass in the parish church. Julia was present. And after the Mass, when I was putting on my shoes, a young Korean man came over to me and told me that Julia had had an apparition of Our Lady, and that Our Lady had asked her to convey a message to me and to other Koreans, that she would like us to become priests. I was very skeptical, but as time went by, I began to pray. I was in business. I was running a chain of 46 shops. I owned a nursing home, property. So I was quite well off, a millionaire, in fact, at that time. And then I thought about what this lady had said to me, Julia, and I remembered an interview with a man who was asked to define success. He said, to lie on one's deathbed and face the future with confidence. So when I thought about that, at the end of my life, if I have a lot of money, and I'm drawing my last breath, will I be confident or will I be nervous? So my decision was made. I decided I would try and go for the priesthood. And I was sent to Rome to study. I remember being sent to the Angelicum University, and I was enrolled in an advanced course of philosophy. So I thought to myself, what on earth am I doing here? But then I thought, if Our Lady really called me, then everything is possible. So I studied philosophy, and I got top marks both semesters. So that gave me the incentive to continue. And there were difficulties on the way, but there were difficulties at that time in Rome, various things that were happening. But I always believed that if Our Lady had called me in Naju, Our Lady would see to it that I overcame all those difficulties. And I was right. I was ordained. I've now been 22 years a priest in Ireland, and I have no regrets. Thank you very much.